All right, Kadabra, what's up?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So what are you guys up to? You guys practicing tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Right on.
Yeah. Sounding great tonight. No, see.
Feel like it usually goes that way right before a show too. We just sound like shit right before, and then it turns out mediocre at least.
Oh yeah.
No. Yeah,
We're very sarcastic.
very sarcastic.
Well, I'm digging the new album. I mean, I'm so stoked you guys are here because I've been listening to Ultra a lot the last week, and it's awesome. It's such a good, like, different, refreshing sound to me. It's kind of psychedelic and heavy, and it's awesome.
I appreciate it.
In fact, when I first heard you guys were coming out with new music, I was like, oh, Kadabra, yeah, those guys are always awesome. And I think Graveyard was the first song that I heard, and I'm like, oh man, just another like great track from Kadabra. And then I saw that it was your debut, and I was like, what the fuck? I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know if I got you confused with a different band or what, but it really doesn't sound like a debut. It sounds like it would be like a third or fourth album to me. It's like you guys like narrowed in on this sound.
Unless you're talking about like the Italian jazz trio called Kadabra that we just totally fucking took their name, then I doubt you've heard anything.
No, I don't know what it was, but it doesn't sound like a debut to me. It's got like this like kind of polished sound that you guys figured it out on your first album. That doesn't happen very often. I feel like it doesn't sound like you guys are like searching for this sound or trying too many different things and trying to figure yourselves out. It's like you guys found it and went for it right away. First album.
Yeah, sick. Thank you. Yeah, that's very
that's
very
awesome
nice to hear.
Yeah.
Right on.
So where does that come from? Did you guys have that sound in mind when you first met up, or how did that happen?
These two guys had it all in mind.
Well, yeah, I mean, so the idea for the project, is that what you more?
Sure.
It's an idea that, so I came to Ian, and this is an idea for a project I've had for a while, because I was I'm just very, my roots are tied to just psychedelic, just rock and like desert rock, and that's where I thrive as far as writing and listening. So I had this idea for the project. I wrote a couple licks, and I hit up Ian, who was living with me at the time. And I was like, hey, let's fucking do this. Like, do you want to work on this project that I'm writing? And yes, he said yes. And then I was like, well, we need a drummer. Let's ask that fucking kid that drums around town if he wants to play, because he's the gnarliest drummer I've ever seen in my entire life. And so we just wanted to hold a couple like auditions for the project, and he was the first. And it was immediately just like, yeah, like he just started riffing hard with us, and that was it. That's how it became Kadabra, and we just started writing riffs. I don't know. I would bring a riff to the table, and it was just immediately what it just formed itself. Yeah. I don't know. It's odd because as a musician, I'm sure you can understand. I don't know if everybody could relate with this, but if you vibe hard with certain people, and you're just good at writing music with them, and it works every time. So that's kind of what we found that we immediately had, which was fucking crazy, like right out the gate. Usually you have to search for that shit.
I felt like with my first practice with these guys, because these guys are they were in badass bands beforehand, so I was really intimidated at first. And then I walked in, and these guys aren't assholes. They're extremely nice. And the chemistry was like right off the bat. I just felt like I was a part of the family, like already. I feel like a lot of bands, or a lot of people who join a band shortly after, like these guys are like best friends before I had met them. So usually there's that disconnection, but it wasn't like that with me. It was like automatically I could read you guys musically. We vibed through the music we were writing right off the bat, and these guys became my best friends in like a matter of months. It was super
that was kind of going to be my question. Was it sounds like you guys have definitely been in other projects and been in other bands, so maybe that has something to do with why the project came out so polished as it did. You guys have been around for a while, and you're veterans in music just in general, so maybe that's part of that.
Yeah, we've lived more than half of our lives on a stage,
Okay.
Totally.
So I mean, it's we know how to vibe behind an instrument. Is if that answers your question as far as
Yeah.
Communicating behind the instrument with each other. So
Yeah.
that immediately just happened.
And we had a
What
lot
were
of
the other
time.
bands like? What kind of other bands have you been in?
I played I had a psych project called Blackwater Prophet. That was just like my goal for this project was to write that, but heavier, which I think I accomplished. And then I also play in a group called Indian Goat, and it's we did tours last year, mainly doing local stuff now with focus being on this project. But it's like a 2-man, like it's really heavy 2-man rock and roll, like sludge rock. So it's like I don't know, like Mississippi blues meets like sleep meets like the Midnight Ghost Train, some shit like
Sounds
that.
awesome. Yeah, check that out. That sounds
It's
sweet.
called Indian Goat. It's a fun one, man. It's a fun like little 2-piece project. It's sick.
Right. That's awesome. And the other guys, you guys been in other bands and
Yeah.
been playing for a while?
Yeah, Garrett and I were also in like a garage rock band. Garrett played drums that project, and I play guitar and sing. And we're still kind of doing stuff called Bad Motivator. And then Chase and I have big crushes on punk music, so we're also in a couple punk bands as well.
Cool.
Different vibe for sure.
Yeah, very much so, and I love it all. And I'm the stereotypical drummer who's like in a billion projects doing everything. But that being said, obviously the priorities. It's really nice to be in a band where you're not just the fill-in or like the hired musician too, which is what I've been doing very lately. So it's very fun to be like, like Chase, the drummer of, not just some hired musician, which I also love, but it's a different vibe for sure, but definitely love it. And to focus on one specific thing is pretty relaxing too.
So how long has Kadabra been a real thing? When did the project start? When did you guys form?
Like a year ago.
Really?
I think, yeah, it was like a year ago. It was like right when it was like into COVID. It was like May of 2020 because the pandemic hit and shit got fucked. And I was like, fuck, I'm going to write something. Like, then I was like, let's play something.
Yeah.
So
we had a lot of time.
Yeah, we had a lot of time to do nothing. I mean, we were just fucking basically getting drunk and eating mushrooms and writing music.
Well, the other thing about the album is that every song stands out to me. Like, there's some really great albums that, like, track 6, track 7, track 8, they all just kind of blur together. And that's not to say they're not great songs, but they just kind of, I forget about them. Every song on this album stands out to me. Every time I hear the album, I go, oh yeah, this one. And then the next one comes on, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, this one. And I mean, you could have released any one of those songs as a single. They would all been killer singles. I think it's just such a strong album. Every single song on there.
That's really cool to hear.
Yeah,
I mean,
thank you so much.
It's funny when the first thing that we called a practice, we were all just, we did the, cell phone recording thing and outside smoking cigarettes, listening to it and like, oh, that's a good part. That's a decent part. Let's cut this part. And, it was just like, we all agreed, like, we're not gonna write like this. We have so much time and like, we have the ability to be patient with this project. We're not going to put a shitty song on this album. And, I think, Ultra is, I'm very aware that Ultra is a 7-song album, but I think we probably wrote about 20 songs.
Yeah, we scrapped a lot. Yeah.
And we're like, that's fucking whack. That one's fucking whack. And we go back to those cell phone recordings to like listen to other riffs we had to try to brainstorm and I listened to those songs that we called whack. I'm like, fuck, that's awesome. Like, why did we scrap that? And
Totally.
so I think we'll probably bring some of them back. But yeah, the goal was to just write a really strong album. And that's nothing I've ever had the patience or ability
or the
time to do in the past. And
nothing felt repetitive either. Was that, you know, they're all so consistently Kadabra, but none of them are like alike. Every song stands out. You know, whether they're good is one thing, but they're all different enough where you wrote different songs. It wasn't just like this formulaic thing, you know?
Yeah, that was a part goal as well, you know. They're all songs that we like. I mean, it was a project that we could write songs and be like, this is what we like. If it's cool if we get, you know, souped into this subgenre and people of the genre don't enjoy it, they can go fuck themselves. Because we like this fucking music that we're writing, and we wrote an album that we're proud of, and it's fucking, I feel like we're all happy about it. So
I would be happy. It's awesome. I really, really love it. It's a great album. I read that, I don't know if it was a description on one of your videos or something, but it was describing the album as describing something about the current climate in the world, something like that. Can you explain that a little bit?
It's just COVID.
Yeah, it was more just
Yeah.
COVID and all the things that came along with everyone being you know, separated from each other, and, you know, having to kind of change your life and adapt, I guess is a good way to put it.
Yeah, adapt to no music and no life,
exactly,
and no art.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, that's mainly what it was, is because we were all so busy playing music before the pandemic hit, and then the rules were like, you can't do that anymore.
Right.
It's like, why? Like, this is how we make a fucking living. So we just wrote something else. I don't know. In the time being, you know.
Yeah.
In preparation for this pandemic to end.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was weird. I mean, I'm thankful in certain ways that it kind of pushed us to do this project. It gave us the time to do so.
Yeah.
But it definitely was like a weird disrupt at first in our lives.
Yeah. For sure.
Not to talk about, you know, forever, but.
Right. I was thinking about songs today when I was working out, listening to music. I was thinking about songs that were written about like very specific experiences or very specific like moments in bands' lives. Like "Death on Two Legs" by Queen was like a reference to like his record label or something like that, or his manager, I think maybe, or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a badass song. Yeah.
It's a great song. I mean, like "Rape Me" from Nirvana was like something about like how media portrayed them or something like that. Are songs on here, or any of the songs you've written about like specific moments, it felt a little bit more like poetic than that. It felt a little bit more like abstract than that. But are there songs you write that are about specific moments?
Yeah, I feel like I lack the ability 100% to write in anything besides an analogy. So yeah, everything is about something specific, all just I think poetic's a good word for it. You know, and I mean, every song, I don't know, name a song, I'll tell you what it's about. Like, tell me a song.
Death is the first one that came to mind.
Death. Yeah, you know, that's a pretty blunt song.
The one you choose.
But what was it, like a moment in time where you were like faced with death and you decided to write up a song about it, or were you just sitting there contemplating and like just this abstract idea of death? You know what I mean? Like, was it this tiny little moment, or was this just big idea, I should write a song about death?
Well, the song's basically about just like walking. It's not a, you know, it's a fascination of, you know, just like a peaceful death and how I would want it, you know, just becoming lost and, you know, just being out somewhere around nobody, almost like, you know, a dog, you know, you leave everybody without warning or, you know, saying goodbyes type of thing and just going. So that's basically what the song's about. And then the lyrics are, buried within analogy, or I mean, the meaning of the song is buried within analogies. But yeah, it's how I would choose a peaceful death as far as what it is. But yeah, no, that's what that one's about.
What about Bean King? I read the description, I think it was on your video, about a friend.
That's a good question.
The one you had to ask about.
Yeah.
So Bean King.
Tell them.
Yeah, you should.
Okay, so this song so that riff, the main riff, is credited to the worst friend I have, Taylor Roth. So he wrote that riff like over a decade ago, and he's carried it like with him forever, like, and just jammed it in projects. And it's like we grew up in a group of friends that every one of us played music. Like there's fucking 20 of us, 30 of us, and we all jam and play music and had different projects. And most of the projects that all of our different friends had would throw that riff in there, like during like an interlude or something like that, and it would just be dope. It's just like this fun, like monumental riff within our friends. And so I came to him. I was like, "Hey, dude, I'm writing this project. Do you mind if I use, the riff? It's just called The Riff." And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Cool. We'll like credit you on the album." He's like, no, just the only stipulation is you have to write it and call it Bean King. I was like, and he was going through like, he's a literal idiot. And he's going through like this whole baked beans phase of just like posting bean memes and shit like that. And
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah. Okay. But nah, he was just like, I was like, cool. Yeah, fucking whatever, dude. That's a sick riff. And so it was just the main riff was the riff. And then we obviously constructed the song around the ban and it. That's the only riff that he had gifted me. But yeah, so he's like, call it Bean King. And so I just wrote a song. I took it literal, and I didn't realize that Bean King was like a Renaissance like gathering where you eat a piece of cake and there's a bean in a piece of cake. And it's an annual festival. And if you have a bean in your piece of cake, you become the Bean King, and you're like on a throne annually.
What? That exists?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like a Renaissance actual like fucking crazy thing.
That's so insane.
So I wrote it about like a king who's a bean who actually just overthrows the whole entire fucking world. And I showed it to him. He's like, "That's not what I meant, but good job. It's a really good song." I was like, oh, okay, right on. Yeah. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I guess.
That's great.
But yeah, I mean, that's honestly the only song on the album that's not really about shit.
Well, it's a little goofy, just with the story and just being called the Bean King and stuff. Whereas the rest of the album is, I don't know, I would call it serious, I guess. How did you feel about putting a song in there called Bean King?
It was perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, like we wrote an album that we just wanted to write, and we had no expectations for it. Like one day before Heavy Psych got back to us about it, we're like, fuck it, let's just release it like on YouTube. And then they got a hold of us and we're like, well, thank God we didn't do that.
Literally the day before we were like, let's just put it out. And then we got an email and we were like, oh shit, good thing that happened.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, we just play music to play music, and it's our passion and what we want to do for a career, and we work our fucking asses off on it. But I've never expected anything from music, and if you expect anything from music, you expect too much. But I always work hard at it, and to throw a goofy song on an album that I'm proud of in a whole, I'm gonna fucking do it. Like, still proud of it,
Yeah, we're still fun.
It's a fucking good song. Yeah.
It is a good song. Yeah.
It's fun to play.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So how did it come about getting signed to Heavy Psych?
You can tell.
Yeah. So like Garrett said, we were just like hanging out in our kitchen one night, and we're like, oh yeah, let's just throw this album out, and when we can play shows, we'll go and push it, yada yada. And so I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to just like email it to a couple labels that we love and respect, you know, the worst that's going to happen is they don't get back to us and we still put it out. And so I emailed Heavy Psych because, you know, they're a great label and they have a lot of amazing acts on their
And we follow
roster.
an insane amount of bands on the label.
Yeah, exactly. And the next day I was at work and I got an email back from Gabe, and he, you know, summary, he was basically like, I want to put out your album. I love it. Like, let's talk on the phone tomorrow. And it was that simple. And so then we did like a little talking back and forth for a while, and then we agreed to release it on Heavy Psych, and it's been amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, he was pretty trusting. He's like, okay, look, we've never like signed a fucking band that's never played a show. So like, yeah, like don't basically. I hope you're actually good, you know. Like, you know, hopefully you're not like a studio out band,
you know,
and so
like everything's
like had us like send him videos of us like on the like had our girlfriend like took a video of us on the phone so he could like see us actually playing, and we sent it to him. He was like, okay, you guys can fucking play. That's fine. Like, he's like, I don't know. I've never signed a band that doesn't have a show under their belt, you know. But
yeah,
we sent him our past resumes as well, and he checked all that out.
Yeah,
so it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But they definitely took a chance on us, man. It was very kind of them, and it's going to be a fun journey.
Yeah, they're awesome. They have so many good bands on Heavy Psych.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of videos of you guys playing live, I saw a video of you, Chase, playing a drum solo, chugging a beer on Instagram.
That was me. Yes.
Is that something you have to practice, or just a natural swagger that you have drumming?
Oh yes, practice. Anytime anyone like comes up to me,
beer all the time.
Yeah, not the drinking beer part came later. I've been playing since I was 9 years old, and
drinking since
yeah, I just been playing drums for a year. I've been drinking my whole life. As far as that goes, I guess like I started playing like really fast like punk stuff, and so that like, you know, made it easy eventually to do that. And I'm a huge John Bonham fan as well. And so, you know, he kind of has like those like similar like one hand type fill stuff. So I'm just ripping off that poor guy, rest in peace. And then the beer drinking came out later. Oh yeah, this guy. Oh wait, no, that's Snoop Dogg. Oh, that's that guy. I'm all looking at this.
Right.
Yeah.
I do the same thing over here behind me sometimes.
Yeah. See, you get it. Yeah, so I guess when these guys were like, yeah, you got to do a drum solo, like inside of me, I was like, fuck.
Yeah, it was like 12 hours before the show. I was like, hey, I really want you to do like a 5-minute drum solo.
Yeah, and so I ran out of ideas.
You have to.
And just so happened at our CD release show, I had a couple buddies of mine who were like throwing beer cans at me. So I thought it'd be a really neat idea to chug a beer and throw it right back at them. So I guess that's not like a power move. It was more of a like, fuck you, you know, kind of get back at him for that. And, and yeah. And yes. And, I guess I got caught on camera. So, you got me.
Yeah. You're a legend already. People love that video.
Thanks.
It reminded me a little bit of what's his name from Bongzilla, Mule Boy. Sticks the joint in his nose and smokes it while he plays guitar.
I should do that next, actually. Yeah,
you can't steal. You can't steal.
You're right. Yeah, I don't want to steal that. No. But I do smoke the most weed in the band. I'll take that one for sure.
2 joints out of both nostrils. There you go.
Yeah, and one in the mouth.
And
one,
your
yeah,
ears.
yeah, exactly. Put some in my ears. Yeah, I'm coming after you. Don't tell them that. I'm sorry. I used to, back in high school, I used to actually smoke copious amounts of weed with my dude and listen to Bongzilla. And so when Heavy Psych Sounds hit us up, I looked at the roster and I saw Bongzilla. I'm like, no fucking way. Like I literally used to skip class, get high, and listen to those guys. It was so sick. So I guess that's a good feeling of making it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. That's got to be a good feeling. I mean, being on a label that has been around since bands that you listen to or are still on there, you know?
Yeah, that reality really hit hard. Yeah, it
That's
was.
pretty cool.
We're nothing but thankful.
Yeah, Brant can never say it.
Brant Brock. Yeah, Caius. Yeah, the Caius guys.
Caius guy. Yeah.
Right.
That's a cool one. Yeah. Brant Bjork. That's a pretty cool one. But
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
There's some really cool names on the label. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
So-
you feel really grateful to even be included in that.
Yeah, and a lot of new bands we've listened to too, like recently, they all just every band's a banger. It's so sick.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I promise I'm not just trying to kiss asses because they've been extremely nice to us, but no, like legitimately, like we mean that. It's really good.
Yeah, I mean, I follow along with them on Instagram and other things, and they're always posting new bands and old bands and reissues and
Yeah, reissues.
You know,
Yeah, it's awesome.
all
Yeah,
sorts
there's
of
like
stuff.
Solaris or Solaris, however you pronounce it. I just listened to that. It came out yesterday. That's so good.
Yeah.
It's like one of the or Graveyard member reissues of his first band or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was good.
What about the album art? Where did that come from?
That was a photo I took of a friend getting married like a decade ago in this church that we were in.
Really?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I was just kind of
Crazy.
looking through some old photos, and I was like, "Wow, that actually would look pretty cool for album art." And I showed Garrett, and he was like, "Absolutely, let's do it." And
we tweaked a little bit. You know?
yeah, and then we just expanded on it from there. I just hand wrote the logo, and yeah, first album art I've ever made, which was kind of cool.
That's awesome. I love asking people where their album art comes from because it's always a different story. There, you know, whether it draws from inspiration or a song title or whatever, or people made it themselves, or it comes from, you know, a picture they took, or all sorts of different places. So that's awesome. You made it yourself, and it came from something you took, not even intended for this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Very cool.
no, it's a very simple concept for sure.
yeah.
So,
Where did what was the word ultra come from?
so we couldn't.
Are we allowed to say that?
Yeah, I'll say
Yeah,
we couldn't think of a name.
So we were all just getting really drunk, and we're like, the next thing that we just think of, we're fucking doing it. And then I get handed a Michelob Ultra.
This is a true story.
Ultra.
We laughed so hard about that too, like crying,
We're like, fuck it,
laughing.
dude. Like, no, it doesn't matter. It's a sick fucking word, and nobody will ever know it's about Michelob Ultra. Like,
And now
We're just telling him,
most
yeah.
fucking like it's just like it's beauty and like hidden innuendos, almost, as far as like
Yeah.
what you could call Kadabra. You know, it's
Yeah.
we have fun, we fucking play
hopefully no
music.
one thinks we're
and-
serious people, because
I love that though. If I was like ever famous enough to for some reason be interviewed, as long as I say something that makes me laugh and maybe like one friend, that's good. That's good enough for me. Even if no one else got it. Even if no one in the world got the joke but me and my friend. That's good enough.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's literally what the album is after, and it's dumber than shit. Like, dude, it's so silly that people are fucking buying it, and it says Ultra, and the album is named after Michelob fucking Ultra. Like,
Gabe's
I don't know.
Gabe's gonna watch this interview and be like, "What the fuck?"
no, it's great, dude. I mean, I don't know. You
I think it's fantastic. I think that's awesome.
Behind the cover, that is fucking good. You can put a fucking asshole on the cover and sell it. You know? So,
Well, here's the thing. You could have made up some like hoity-toity artistic answer and been like, well, ultra means this thing to me in the universe and blah, blah, blah. And people would have just rolled their eyes at you. But the fact that you have like a real answer to it, love it.
oh no, we're all just
We're just
drunks. For
Yeah.
sure.
We're rip-off drunks.
but we're honest. We're honest.
We're honest rip-off drunks.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of dumb things,
yes.
Ooh.
Perfect. Nice. Let's go.
I typically play a game at the end. One is called Real or Fuzzed, where I make an album cover some of them are just real album covers that are just completely absurd, and some I Photoshop, and you have to guess if they're real or fuzzed.
This is cool.
And then I also play another game where I just show you a picture, and you have to make the absurd album title. But I came up with a new segment just for this podcast, and it's called Dumb Questions.
Nice.
So let me put up my screen here. A brand new segment just for you. It's called Dumb Questions.
Perfect. Nice.
So the first question. You have a song called The Bean King.
Yeah.
If you had to pick a true Bean King, would it be Mr. Bean or this guy from the Bush's Baked Beans?
You should pick that one, Garrett.
Should I?
Yeah.
I would say Bush's Baked Beans.
Yeah, that's fair.
What's his dog's name again?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, Bush's Baked Beans. I mean, it's like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because it's about real beans, not a
Real beans.
Mr. Beans.
He's legendary.
Bush's Baked Beans.
You're right.
Bush's
You got a
Baked
point.
Beans.
You got it.
Bush's Baked Beans.
Ryan, that's a pretty.
That was
good
actually,
question.
yeah. More dumb
Well, my
questions.
follow-up question was going to be legit. It was going to be asking you about the song, but we already talked about it, so we'll move on.
It's not. It's a great.
So question number 2. Would you ever consider doing a cover of Dancing Queen? And if you did, would you call it ABBA Kadabra?
ABBA's sick. Hell yeah.
I say, fuck yeah.
Oh my
You already created the album cover for us, dude.
God. First, will you send us that one?
Please do.
And we'll put it on.
So you can answer these questions with a dumb answer because they're dumb questions, or you can give a legit answer if you feel that is warranted.
I think we could do a sick cover of Dancing.
Oh,
Queen.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'd be better than
Yeah.
Dancing Queen.
Don't say that.
Yeah, I know. You said dumb answers.
Oh, you're right.
I'm allowed.
No,
I didn't mean
I
it.
don't have it here.
Abracadabra, that's so good. Yeah, fuck yeah. I don't know. I fucking hate covers. I don't do covers. But if I were to do one, it would honestly no, I would not do that.
Okay,
It would,
fair enough.
It'd be something by Patsy Cline, honestly. If
Oh,
I were to
yeah.
do a cover, I would make
That
a
could be
Patsy
cool.
Cline song super heavy. That's the type of cover I would want to do.
That could be cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Just no.
Question number 3 is: you're a 3-piece band. You're also from Washington State. Why don't you sound more like Nirvana?
We also want that photo, please.
Yeah, please.
I mean, we've definitely jammed it at rehearsal before.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah?
totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's I like to just constantly play "Smells Like Teen Spirit" and after every single song ends, which is hilarious and annoying.
And that like hilariously like stereotypical Dave Grohl fill, which is like one of my all-time favorites. Like bladu, da bladu, da bladu, da bladu.
Yeah.
I fucking love that so much.
Yeah.
Great.
This
You can do a
fool
lot with
loves
it.
Dave Grohl.
Yeah, so I can't tell you why we don't sound like Nirvana. I'm heavily influenced.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Question number 4. Between the 3 of you, how many brimmed hats do you own?
Oh,
How many what?
brimmed hats.
Um,
Rimmed hats?
Brimmed hats,
like hats,
like a hat.
Oh,
Like a fucking hat.
obviously
fucking
none
hat.
because I don't know what the fuck that means.
No, we own a few, obviously.
4.
Oh yeah, so the one, I stole. All the hats you see me in the
That's-
photos,
yeah.
I've stolen from
That's
Ian.
my hat on Chase.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
steal.
That's
my
my
hats.
girlfriend's hat on Garrett.
Yeah, I'm wearing. I've never been a hat guy, and
Likewise.
yeah, I usually I don't know. I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna start wearing hats, and Ian always wears hats because he's bald.
Yeah.
And
I always wear a hat. Unless I'm going to like a wedding, I have a hat on. So there's
I
no
always
judgment
wear
on my side.
I always wear a hat as well, but I usually wear like a beanie.
Uh-huh.
But I've always been intimidated by these hats.
Yeah.
So I just started wearing a shitload of them.
You pull it off very well.
Thank you. It's very kind of you.
Confidence boosted.
But yeah, I don't know. I wear a lot of braids. I wear a lot of pigtails. And so you didn't ask about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's talking about hats.
You didn't ask about my hair. Doesn't matter.
All right. The video for Settle Me is mostly you three standing there and smoking cigarettes. What kind of acting classes did you need to take beforehand?
Oh, that's a good one. None. Next question. No. None. We were actually there for a photo shoot.
So it was really hilarious. We were there for a photo shoot. We got way drunker than anticipated. I was like smoking blunts with the guy who did the video, and Garrett out of fucking nowhere at night was like, "Let's make a music video." Yeah, it'd be easy. Yeah, let's fucking do it right now.
Was that my idea?
And like, yeah, it was. It was 100% your idea.
Yeah.
And
I was like, oh yeah, I'll just stand there in front of a green screen and just like sing a song.
He like had this idea like that. It was just, I don't know why or how you did it, but it's simple and effective. So there we are, feeling toasty. And
in all honesty, I love the videos. I think they fit the vibe of the music, and I think they're great. So again, no hate there. Just
it was a fun video to shoot because it was very like spontaneous, and I was like, let's just shoot a video in front of a green screen, and we'll put a bunch of cool psychedelic stuff behind it, and like Clint Eastwood films and like gunfights and like
it's kind of got this like nonchalant, like I don't give a shit kind of attitude to it, and I thought it fit the song too. And the song has kind of got the swagger to it. So
it's great that you say that, because that's like, no, like jokes aside, that's what we're trying to capture as far as just like being so simplistic.
Yeah.
And
some people put like too much work in music videos. Sometimes.
Yeah, it's just such a simplistic idea for a video, and I probably should have made the video in every fucking project I've ever been in, because it's such a simple idea. But no, it was fun. We recorded it in double speed, and then so I sang the song twice as fast, and then obviously when you render it back, that's why we're all in slow motion and shit, but the vocals are still on point.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
So, when we recorded it, it was coming through the monitors double speed.
It was kind of sick that way.
That was a great idea. That was your idea, actually. Movie magic. Yeah. We probably smoked a pack of cigarettes trying to get it down.
Smoked so it was not good.
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it's funny because I feel like an image now is all of us smoking. But the funny thing is, like,
we're all trying to
all quit. Yeah, we're like vaping now.
Everyone's like, "Oh, you guys smoke? You're so cool."
We're trying.
We don't want to smoke.
Yeah, trying to quit.
We've been doing it for decades.
Yeah.
Fucking fail. It fails every time.
Yeah. But we're not smoking a pack a day. That's for sure.
That's good. You never see smoking in videos and movies and stuff anymore. So, best of luck to you guys quitting. But I thought it was cool.
We're bringing it back.
Bringing the good old days back.
Yeah. Dude, a bunch of psychedelics and smoke cigarettes, kids. It's good for the soul.
Exactly. Like your mom did it. You'll be fine.
All right. Next question is Michael Winslow, the sound effects guy from Police Academy, is also from Spokane, Washington. Why are there no songs with him or about him, and when can we expect one?
Ooh, we need a
tomorrow.
No. Well, he was also in Spaceballs.
That's true. Oh,
yeah.
That's true. I didn't know he lived here. That's awesome.
What was the question?
He's in a song.
Why is he not?
Why are there no songs with him or about him, and when can we expect one?
Dude, I seriously had no idea he was still alive.
Is he? Well, let's find him on Instagram and DM him right now.
Hey, dude, does he live in Spokane though?
That's what
I don't know if he still lives here. He's from Spokane. I know that he's from.
Awesome. No,
it was between him and John Stockton. I just thought that maybe he would be funnier.
John Stockton, he lives in and he lives in Liberty Lake.
Dude, Craig T. Nelson lives here too.
Yeah. I actually golfed. Played a golf tournament with John Stockton a couple years ago.
Oh yeah.
Just throwing that brag.
I did.
Yeah, well, we'll have him do the organ effects in a song on the next album.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's actually be our keys player.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Last question is: If you had to fire one member, who would it be and why?
Fuck yeah, I'd fire myself too, honestly.
No, honestly, probably Ian.
Yeah, probably me.
How did that switch?
I don't know. Actually, I think I'm probably the weakest link in the We go down as a ship, brother.
I mean, we all do it. The nice thing is we all do our parts.
We pull our weight.
What?
Like, Garrett runs the Instagram. I do the managing. Chase just
beats the shit out of the drums. Literally, I feel like these guys do like all the social media work. They like, I'm such an awkward human, hence smoking copious amounts of weed.
So how much you tell people that.
I know.
We live in Washington, so there's a lot of weed.
Yeah, exactly. It's legal. I can just go down the street and buy it. Anyways, yeah, I literally just play drums. So like, put you guys on blast. These guys put so much hard work in. I just show up and play. And I feel like if I had an opportunity to speak for the band, it would be a big fucking train wreck. And I would say the awkwardest things like, oh, I hope you're all having a cherry on top of your day. We're doing great here, and we got a show coming soon if you want to come.
Right now.
You're doing it right
now. Exactly. I just wanted people to see what would happen if I were to speak. So
we would fire Chase.
Yeah.
I mean, drummers are easy to fire.
Yeah, drummers are very easy.
No, I can't even answer that question. That's the dumbest question.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good question. It's like I'm surprised we didn't play like Fuck, Marry, Kill. You know.
Yeah, that's what you should.
That's what you should play.
Yeah.
That's a fun one.
Well, those were my dumb questions.
Can we ask you a question?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Fuck, marry, kill. You gotta fuck one of us, you gotta marry one of us, and you gotta kill one of us. Kadabra.
We won't be offended, whatever your answer is.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna marry Chase because he seems sweet.
That's true. He is.
I'm gonna kill Ian.
That's okay. That's okay. My time has to come.
Oh God.
And I'm gonna fuck you because you have shorter hair.
And you're gonna fuck me. That's great. That's great. Right on. Wait, you're gonna
Kill me.
kill you,
Fuck you.
fuck me.
Fuck you because you have the long hair.
Long hair.
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
it. Marry Chase.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's
a
great.
good answer.
That's a great answer.
I'm proud of you. So proud.
Yeah, cool. Right on.
So what's next for you guys? I know touring's tough right now with everything going on. What's the plans?
We're doing
Yeah,
small
we have a
things.
small
So
little-
touring is hard. The Pacific Northwest here in the U.S. is very very progressive about COVID. So it's opening back up in certain cities, but not as many as touring bands would like. And we want to respect everybody's safety and views on it and opinions. So we're kind of staying close to home in cities that are open until everything's back rolling. And so we're just doing some weekend dates here and there until it's easy and without conflict to be out there. So, but we're continually writing. I think we're just going to continue writing and playing shows where we can and when we can, and just that's it. Just keep doing our fucking thing. So, yeah.
When things do open up, you ever plan on coming to Illinois?
Oh yeah, we want to go everywhere.
Yeah, we're gonna
everywhere.
This is what we're gonna do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're gonna go all over. So that's the plan. We want to go as far as we can and as long as we can fucking take it. We've all been in long tours, so in other projects, and we know what it's like. And so I think we're all pretty excited to bring Kadabra to that. Because this is probably the funnest project that we've written, and it would be great to have it on the road. Take it as far as we can.
You just released your first album. What's the timeline for the next album? Do you have one?
Ooh. I
don't know.
We're writing. I mean, we probably, we probably have 6 albums worth of fucking riffs written down. Like it's, but as far as constructing them, it just depends on. That's the thing is like we're in no hurry. I think we just pride ourselves on not releasing a song that we don't like, and that's the main goal. So, however long it takes to make that happen, because we had all the time in the world with the first album, and we made it happen in like 6 months. So, if this process is as smooth as the first process, fuck, we can have. It'd be nice to have an album by next year. Summer, fall next year, but I don't know. Just don't. We're not pushing out albums. That's not the band that we want to be. We don't want to have an album. We don't want to have fucking discography full of bullshit music.
Quantity, not quality, or quality, not quantity.
Yeah. Either one of those, whichever one made sense.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah,
I think it's a good
What are some bands that you want to do shows with? Like that are in the same kind of like realm of your sound? What are some bands that either you're into or should do shows with or would like to do shows with?
I'm gonna say All Them Witches for sure.
Okay.
All Them Witches for sure.
It's a good band. I'm the biggest like Jason Simon fan of Dead Meadow. Dead Meadow. I've shared a stage with him before in a past project. I would just like to have this project on stage with Dead Meadow as well. That'd be killer. So
cool.
If you go back in time, it'd be pretty sick to play with Led Zeppelin. Obviously, only for the fact that I would like to ask John Bonham why he do. So, I guess stereotypically, I choose the most notable band.
I love Zeppelin. Zeppelin's a shit.
Thank you. Yes,
it's a good band.
Yeah. Everybody's good. Yeah, everybody loves Zeppelin.
That's not true.
That's true.
No, somebody literally told me they fucking hate Led
Everyone
Zeppelin.
should like Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, Fuzz. You ever listen to Fuzz?
Oh,
like Ty Segall? Fuzz?
Fuzz.
Yeah.
Fuzz is a great band.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a lot I would play with. Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
Shit.
You put us on the spot there, bud. We're all going shit. Fuck.
If there's
shit,
like Heavy Temple, I'm a huge fan of Heavy Temple. Those cats rip hard.
Good band.
I mean, bands on the label there's a lot of bands on the label that are close to home too. That'd be cool to.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
But
Black Rainbows.
Yeah, Black Rainbows would be cool.
Oh, I love Black Rainbows. Yeah, that'd make a good pair. You guys would make a good pair with Black Rainbows.
Yeah, they're nowhere close to us. They're in Rome.
yeah, they're in Italy. Yeah, that's Gabe's band actually.
Speaking of quantity over debatable quality, Ty Segall puts out an album every like 6 months.
It's funny because when he said that, I was literally thinking like Ty Segall. He pumps that shit out.
that dude releases so much fucking music, but he's good.
Yeah,
but respect
constantly.
to him that he just can.
He puts out a lot of good music too. I mean, it's not all shit. It's he's good at what he does, but
absolutely
pumps it out.
He's not like the fucking Beatles,
There's some great Beatles albums and there's some bad ones.
I'd rather get stabbed in my leg than have to listen to like the whole Beatles fucking discography. I couldn't fucking do it.
Yeah.
I like the Beatles up until when they stopped doing drugs.
Yeah.
I hate the Beatles so much.
I know. Like, hence we're like sober, and that's just so funny. I did not know that.
I hate the Beatles so fucking much.
I'm gonna quote you on that. I'd rather get stabbed in the leg than listen to the whole discography.
Dude, there's like a handful of songs I can stand. If you're trying to end this podcast, you can. I'll go for like an hour.
Let's hear it. This is good podcasting right here. When people start talking shit about the Beatles, it's always good.
Dude, they're incredible musicians. I'm saying like they're awesome, but they fucking stink. Like they're great musicians. Like I'm not trying to shit on the Beatles for being bad musicians. I'm shitting on the Beatles because they're the fucking Beatles and they put out an insane amount of music that was trash.
Well, they were like a phenomenon. Like people like based their culture around that shit. That was like,
Dude, it was like
wild.
It was like in a cult. It was
weird.
It was nuts. I don't know. I'm not even.
I think timing had to do a lot to do with it though, because like they came out as a pop band first, and they were like a boy band, pop band thing, and then when they started getting into like psychedelics, they turned into like a rock band that everyone knows and loves now.
Music. Yeah, it was great music. Yeah, like Helter Skelter was fucking gnarly.
That
like,
song's a good song. Some rips.
If I swear to God, if you had a fucking gun up to my head and you said name 4 other songs by the Beatles,
if you could do it,
I wouldn't be able to.
You do that classic hits.
Classic hits.
Yeah.
Yellow Submarine.
Good one.
I fucking hate that song.
Speaking of bad Beatles songs.
No.
The Walrus song. I Am the Walrus.
I Am the Walrus.
I got 2 more till I'm dead.
Yeah, you can do this.
Let It Be.
There you go. Oh, and then there's that one that everyone loves.
Is it Strawberry Fields?
Don't give them hints.
Strawberry Fields Forever. Is it called Strawberry Fields Forever?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
I guess I was wrong. I would live.
Last.
But then I would take the gun and fucking kill myself because I know that many Beatles.
Ryan, what's your favorite Beatles song?
Yeah, your turn.
I don't mind the later stuff. The druggy stuff is good.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
no, I like
come together. You know, Revolution.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Revolution. Good. That's
great riff.
Yeah. The guitar rips on that song.
Dude, they're awesome musicians. I think you're getting me wrong. I just couldn't get behind the thing, and not because I'm a hipster and I'm like the Beatles. Obviously, I wasn't alive when the Beatles were big. So like every fucking Ashley and like Blake in my school was wearing like Let It Be from Hot Topic, and I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on? Like this band is so old and shitty. Why the fuck are you wearing that shirt?
Aside from Yellow Submarine, though, the song that makes me want to blow my brains out is the Christmas one. Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time.
Oh, yeah.
That song is awful.
I cannot. Damn it, dude. That's going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the night.
Birthday song. They have that birthday song, too.
That too. Yeah.
That one?
That song sucks.
Thankfully, I don't know that one.
It's like they threw like a bunch of fucking garbage in a hat and they're like, what should we write a song about? Like, I don't know, this one says submarines. And then they fucking write about it and they're just like, there's a C chord and a D chord, and they fucking do it.
Yeah.
And they put piano on it, and they have a fucking tambourine and a snare drum, and then they put some fucking flute, and that's it, dude.
I never heard you shit on the Beatles so hard before.
I'll do it all fucking hard.
I know you will. So good. I'm literally sweating. Oh, shit.
We can end this.
It is hot down here.
I'm okay with sweating and laughing. We can do this all night.
Yeah, I'm crying. Anyways, we're Kadabra.
Kadabra. Oh,
it's good to be on your show, man. Thank you
Yeah,
for having us.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys being on and moving your schedules all around for me. I appreciate it. And
Yeah, not a problem.
I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of the album, and I can't wait to see what you guys do next. And I hope you guys come to Illinois and I can come see you. And
Yeah,
absolutely.
We'll be there.
We'll be there.
We'll be there.
Yeah, whenever that day gets booked, we'll hit you up and make sure we hang out. That'd be awesome.
right on.
Cool.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
thank you.
Take
Okay.
care. Bye.
Later.